afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Across the Fence, I'm Fran Stoddard. Sometimes we can all use a little support, advice, and guidance. That's especially true for young people today as they go through the challenging transitions of life. That's why youth mentoring programs are so valuable. Mentoring helps build a teen's or a child's confidence, improve their mental health, and connect them with positive role models and opportunities to be successful. This afternoon, I'm joined by two guests on the front lines of mentoring in our state. Sarah DeBouter is the Training Support Director for Mentor Vermont, and Anna Howell is the Mentor Director for the Mount Abraham Unified School District. Thank you so much for being with us, Anna and Sarah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Happy to be here.
So Sarah, let's start with you and the big picture. What is youth mentoring?
Youth mentoring is an adult and youth one-on-one relationship in which the adult mentor spends time with a young person, often in a school or out in the community, and they spend time together and help the youth find their passions.
So who can be a mentor, and what makes a good one?
Any adult over 18 can be a mentor. A good mentor is someone who takes time out of their day to their lives and dedicates it to connecting with a young person, meeting them where they are and supporting them in exploring their interests, their goals, their strengths, their passions. We provide a platform so that their voices can shine.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about Mentor Vermont and how it came to be.
Mentor Vermont was founded in 2003 as Mobius, and we rebranded as Mentor Vermont in 2018 to better align with Mentor National Partnership. So that's a nationwide organization, and we are a state affiliate of that organization. We provide networking to all of the youth mentoring programs in the state.
So what are the core areas of Mentor Vermont's work as a network?
We provide significant support to mentoring programs by providing free technical assistance, which runs a gamut of several different topics ranging from recruitment to match support to program operation and designs. We also provide funding, training, support, and resources, and we lead the public awareness campaign in the state.
Terrific. And match support means actually matching a program with a mentor and a mentee. And so how many agencies do you actually work with, and what do those partnerships kind of look like?
We work with 36 active programs, and we have a few budding programs in the mix. Each partnership is different and unique depending on the type of program. So we have community-based programs with one part-time staff, and we have larger school-based programs with several staff. Each partnership is unique, and that's what makes my job really exciting because no day is the same.
I bet. So let me bring Anna into our conversation. Anna, tell us about your mentoring program in the Mount Abraham District and who it serves.
Sure. The Mount Abe Mentoring Program is a cluster of 6 different mentoring programs, each of them based in the elementary or high school community. And so we work together to encourage adults in our communities to connect with students. And we also train and celebrate these mentor connections. We work specifically with school counselors and teachers to gather kids who could most benefit from connecting with an adult.
Fantastic. And so what are the benefits of mentoring? What are those impacts that you see?
I see so many incredible benefits to mentoring. Not only do the kids who get matched with adults have the benefit of having the undivided attention of a caring adult, but the communities that we serve are strengthened immensely by these connections because people who wouldn't necessarily know one another get to know each other. It also brings a lot of adults in the volunteer capacity into our schools. So it sort of renews the interest in education and kids and creates a really intergenerational feel in our towns.
I love those ancillary benefits. Is there a story or anecdote that you can share with us about a very successful mentoring relationship that comes to mind?
There are so many. There's some of those sort of simple anecdotes of just seeing a kid barrel down the hallway to give a mentor a hug when they arrive at school at the expected time on a weekly or biweekly basis. And then there's the sort of longer term success stories of hearing about mentors whose not only connection to the individual kid, but the family has endured over years. And so you'll see them working together, volunteering on the sidelines of a community road race, or you'll hear about them connecting beyond high school. Some of these relationships really become lifelong connections. And it's especially sweet to hear mentors talk about some of the teen mentees connecting, reaching out to the adult that they've gotten to know over many years. A lot of the mentors and mentees are matched in the elementary school. So there's sort of a aunt or uncle-like connection as that friendship matures.
And it keeps going through the years. So, you know, the pandemic, as we know, has been tough on kids and teachers. What impact has it had on mentoring and the youth that you serve, Anna?
Yeah. So the pandemic was challenging in so many ways in the schools. But the benefit perhaps is that we all started to pay more and more attention to the social emotional needs, not only of kids, but of people in isolated areas across our state. And mentoring provides just like the perfect venue for people to connect, to create some routines around connecting, to share healthy habits with youngsters and to enhance those healthy habits for the adults involved. And it also has, I think, just help us all sort of savor the time that we have together in person. So while the numbers dipped a little bit as far as the mentor matches during those challenging years, we're seeing a really robust resurgence in mentoring.
Great. And so, Sarah, what's the state-like picture look like? How has the field of mentoring been impacted as a whole?
There have been pretty significant impacts, I'd say. We have had primarily struggles with staff turnover and mentor recruitment due to either COVID hesitation to work with a young person or a number of different reasons. Young people are demanding mentoring in certain communities, especially in areas where they're marginalized, either socioeconomically or, other marginalized communities. And so programs are struggling to meet that demand for recruitment of new mentors.
Well, based on what you're saying, and certainly what Anna also said, it seems supportive mentoring relationships are really important right now, perhaps more important than ever.
Young people over the last 2 years have experienced social disconnection and higher levels of trauma, which means exactly mentoring is more important than ever. So those who have continued to mentor through the pandemic have given youth a sense of stability and guidance amidst uncertainty.
And so, Anna, what is your message to someone who may want to engage in youth mentoring? I mean, when do they come in? Do they need to come in at elementary school? Can they come in at another level? How would you encourage someone?
Yeah. Well, I would first just let people know that it's not a professional path. It's something that's really open to anyone who has the time and interest to engage with an individual. We most often match kids at the elementary school in our program, but that might not be the case in other programs. And that really you don't have to have, you don't have to be an instructor in anything particular. You're just sharing things that you enjoy doing anyway with a youngster. And I would also say that there's a real community around mentoring. So people who are new to their communities or feel a little bit disengaged from their community, mentoring is a wonderful way to get to know other mentors, to become involved in the school community. And that it's just an incredibly impactful way to make a difference in another person's life.
Great. So, Sarah, I want to get back to you about what Mentor Vermont does. How is it different from youth mentoring agencies, and what do you do to help hook people up?
Well, Mentor Vermont isn't a direct service organization, so we don't actually match mentors with mentees and monitor those matches, but we provide support directly to the mentoring programs, the program coordinators and staff I work really closely with and help them so that they can better serve the youth in their communities and in their programs.
Got it. Okay. So again, Sarah, what are some of the proven impacts of youth mentoring in general that you see as you're doing this work?
Absolutely, yeah. So we provide or are provided survey results from all of the programs across the state every single year. And there is an overwhelming amount of young people that say mentoring makes them feel like they matter and that having a mentor has made a huge difference in their life. And among all the other statistics that you can think of, I think that's the heart of it. We make mentors help make young people feel seen.
And really, as you say, anybody can do it. You help train them. They're not just left out there. So there's a support system, which I also think is important. And as we wrap up, Sarah, how do I know if there is mentoring program in my community, and how would I sign up to be a mentor or a mentee?
Yes, so Mentor Vermont has a section on our website called Become a Mentor, and we have an interactive map where you can select your county and it will list all of the different mentoring programs in your organization. And you can reach out to, or in your community, you can reach out directly to those mentoring programs. Also, we have an inquiry form. So if you say, I'm interested in mentoring, but you're not really sure where to look or who to contact, I will reach out to you directly and then help make sure that you find the mentoring program that's the best fit for you.
Okay, terrific. And the address is www.mentorvt.org, or you can call 802-658-1888. Sarah and Anna, thank you so much for all that you do around mentors and mentees in the state.
Thank you, Fran.
Thank you, Fran.
And once again, thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.